We're back at San Francisco CrossFit. We're talking about pulling mechanics, of course, and now we're going to take it overhead and we're going to start addressing what does that row look like when I start pulling into my regular pull-up. Well, come on over here to the bar. Let me show you something. When I hang from a pull-up bar and I perform a pull-up, all I'm looking for in terms of my standard is, can I hang under the bar with my arms straight? Can I get my chin over the bar? So here, can I get my chin over the bar? That's something that most of us, if we have the basic strength, we can perform. Of course, we can scale this in many ways. That's a different video. But right now, I want a couple of things to be the focus here. And I want it to be the pulling mechanics that we're seeing locally at shoulder, elbow, wrist level. As I pull, as I addressed in a previous video, once my elbow reaches full flexion, that's where the movement is done. We don't want to go any further. That's where we're going to stop. There's no more range of motion to cover there. If you pay attention, when I'm at the top of that pull-up, where that elbow reaches full flexion, that's the moment that my chin ends up over the bar. So is the standard, this is a question for you guys, really pull until your chin is over the bar or pull until you reach end range of motion? Well, it may be both. That's just something to start thinking about, because in terms of creating movement, developing movement, we need to understand where the standard comes from. So, number one for us right now, the standard comes from elbow reaching full flexion. 2, now let's start addressing the shoulders. When I was hanging in my row, if I relax, this is the position I end up in. I end up with a rounded back and kind of a soft shoulder. So what was I addressing? Well, I was addressing a little bit of extension. What does that extension look like? Well, that looks like your retraction of the shoulder blades. And what does that do? It sets the shoulder. What does it also look like? Well, if you come down on the floor, imagine I am benching. This would be a little bit of extension. Okay, I'm adding extension right now. What does that extension allow me to do? It allows me to get the shoulder back and down. This is also a different video, but if you do any kind of benching or powerlifting, you know that that global extension with your feet actually tucked behind you is something that you need to get into. So when we're on the bar and we initiate this movement, it's no longer just thinking shoulders back and down. It's thinking shoulders back and down as my chest comes up. I'm here. Shoulders back and down. As my chest comes up, that's where I perform the pull. Global extension in order to get optimal local positioning during my pull. So those are two concepts that if we bring them together, we'll be able to explore completely new forms of movement down the line. So as you're performing pull-ups, I want you to start thinking, is a hollow body position the way to go? Or is an extended body position the way to go? Or is it both? And why? If so, and how can you use that?